I would like to thank our guest speakers for being here today, Roman Shar, Joseph Bograd, and Lawrence Kalikhman.
My name is Lawrence Kalikhman. I'm a local attorney. My office is in Huntingdon Valley.
My name is Roman Shar, and I'm Lawrence's personal secretary. Now, I run an online watch and jewelry business. Been doing it about 20 years, so we are worldwide, but located in Southampton.
My name is Joseph Bograd. I'm a broker, real estate broker in the area. Been doing it about 23 years. I went to Council Rock briefly. I had to take a leave of absence. Went to Valley Forge Military Academy for 5 years. Went to the college there, got my associates. Went to Penn State here, I think 98, 99, for about a year. Went to Temple, and then got into real estate, and I never looked back. And that's what I'm doing ever since. I always wanted to be in sales. I think I was always negotiating, trying to, cut some sort of a deal growing up. And my dad was doing real estate from a young age. And I think he got into it in 82. I was like 4. So I was always watching him make deals on the phone, in person, typing offers. And I said, I think I can do this. And then when I was finishing up Valley Forge, the college, and I was here for a semester, my dad's like, get into real estate. See, what's the worst that's going to happen? And I got into it in 01, and it was the beginning of what we're doing now. So, thanks to my dad, we got into this business, and, like I said, never looked back. The negotiation, by far, the negotiation of getting the deal done. You're coming into every deal not knowing who the seller is, who the buyer is. You're mediating the whole deal, and you don't know how they're going to respond, and they're counting on you to point them in the right direction. So when you close that deal, there's no better feeling. When Facebook came to be, and I started promoting my listings on Facebook back in 07, 08, people are like, what are you doing? Like, what are you promoting your listings on Facebook for? What are you trying to accomplish? And I'm like, this is probably going to be the future at some point. I'm going to try to get in it, from the beginning. And I started posting, but not until I started with the help of Roman, with Instagram and doing the reels and the video, that's when things started coming together with the social media aspect of things. Because it's one thing posting pictures and posting different motivational quotes. It's a different thing when people actually see things in a video form. It totally changes the game. So once you start doing the video format with these listings on a consistent basis, that's when I saw things coming together more so than ever. The plan is for them to, when they think about real estate, we need to come to mind. Same thing with Roman. When people think about watches, jewelry, he should come to mind with Lawrence Law. That should come to mind. So the plan is to continue to be in their face and make sure they know what you do always, and that's the key. My industry is more about, I like dealing with sellers, and when you have the inventory, those buyers are coming to you. Now, if I don't have the inventory they're looking for, that's when the difficult aspect of my business comes into play. I have to, they're waiting, and right now with the market being the way it is, there's no inventory. So they're waiting and they're getting frustrated, they're getting irritated, and you need to kind of keep them comfortable, coddle them, and let them know, listen, things are gonna, come together, wait until after the new year, whatever the case is, but you need to make them feel comfortable. Our job is to make our consumers feel comfortable, and that's why they want to come back to you and work with you in the future. When I got into the business, I was looking for any deal I can possibly get. And slowly through the years, I started dealing more with the higher end luxury market. But I never wanted the consumers out there to feel that now I'm not doing anything under $500,000 or under $300,000. I'm doing any deal. I'm not too good for this deal or that deal. And I want the consumer to always understand that I'm there for them no matter how small or big the deal is. Without being personal, they're going to find somebody else. You need to stay in their face, continue to market. In my particular market, my market's here, Jersey recently, and Florida. So those are the markets I'm hitting. I'm not hitting around the world or nationally. I'm hitting in those markets. And I want people to know in those 3 markets who I am, what I do, and to make sure when they think about real estate, I'm the go-to. Complacency. Don't get complacent. I will never get complacent. I will never get comfortable. I will be the top of my game. Maybe somebody will be better than me or more successful, but I'll never stop doing what I'm doing until the day I die. And that's what you have to be. You have to always be on top of things. Know your industry, know your trade, be in people's faces. Make sure people know that this is what you do, and this is why you do it, and this is why you're the best at what you do. Employee retention is key. And in my industry, it's very difficult because a lot of agents get their license, they come work for me, they think they can do what I'm doing, and I try to teach and I try to mentor. But sometimes after working for a year or two, they want to go on their own. They think they can do better on their own. So maybe they can, maybe they can't. Most of the time they can't because we give them the tools to do what they're doing. So it's tough, but as long as you give your employees the skills, the knowledge, and the ability to do what they know how to do, and you give them the SOP and you kind of direct them the proper way, that's the way to kind of keep them with you. Yeah, in my industry, it's a work in progress. We are using in baby steps. My listing coordinator, Linda, when we do a description for a property we're listing, she puts it into ChatGPT. It's comfortable, it's easy. I mean, you put the information in. So for these little jobs, it's perfect. But it's a work in progress, so we'll see what happens. Consistency. You can't stop. That's one thing in this industry with me as a person. That's why I think I've achieved some level of success. You have to be consistent. You can't ever stop. Like we talked about before, don't get complacent. And that's the way you kind of continue to push forward in any industry. So spreadsheets was the old school way we used to monitor, all our clients, day to day, birthdays, anniversaries, whatever the case is. So we knew what they're looking for. And then we also have a CRM. So that's how we monitor what our clients are looking for, where they're living. Maybe they've been in the house 4 to 6 years now. Maybe it's time to maybe send them an email, keep in touch with them. Again, staying in their face so they don't forget who you are. But that's the purpose of the CRM. That's something I have to do on a regular basis because right now the market is a little slower. So luckily I've been doing it a little longer than the majority of my team. So I have some experience through 08 and what happened in 13, and now we're kind of back to that right now. There's a little bit of a shift. So I need to reassure them that they need to continue doing what we've been doing, what I've been teaching them, what I've instilled in them. Because eventually this too shall pass. And as long as they continue doing what I've taught them and what they've learned, they will be okay. So it's just more about reassuring them, making them feel comfortable, doing again, with the CRM, staying in their face, market, social media, constant contact. We have to continue to do that old school business because that's what's going to bring, hopefully, an end to this shift. Yeah, I think I speak for all three of us. I think there's no one that markets the way I do, the way that Roman does, the way that Lawrence does. Lawrence has the billboards. He's doing the PPC. Roman has the YouTube, the social media. I'm now getting more into the YouTube, but we've had billboards. We've had social media, a presence there. We want to make sure, like I said, we want to control the marketplace in our area. And I think after 23 years being in this industry, we've attained that exposure, that presence, and I'm building on that. I'm not gonna, more or less take our foot off the gas. We're always thinking outside the box, and you have to always look at different opportunities, educate yourself. But again, stay in people's face, and I guarantee you will see the return. I think it's a little bit of everything. I might pick up a potential agent who wants to come work for me. I might pick up a client that wants to buy or sell. It's obviously content. With social media, content is key, I've learned. Anything that we can put in front of a camera could potentially be a game changer in our industry. It can go viral. But ultimately, it's the people you make, it's the communication, it's the relationships, and that's what it's all about. I'm trying to implement what I did here initially, 23 years ago, and kind of start from scratch. I'm starting to farm. I didn't have social media 23 years ago, so I'm introducing myself in social media, which is helping a lot. I picked up 3 listings, believe it or not, from Instagram and TikTok in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, and I'm working on another listing right now in Tampa Bay and another one in Miami. This is all social media. I wish I had this tool 23 years ago that I have now. So I'm using that in order to establish myself there, and I'm chipping away at it. I have a team down there right now. I have 2 young ladies that are helping me. So I'm getting my foot in the door, but you got to go the old school route sometimes to kind of get your foot in the door and reintroduce yourself to a market that's not familiar with you. Starting out this business at 21 years old, I didn't know what to expect. I knew I wanted to work hard. I knew I wanted to make money. I met my wife, we got married, and then the market crashed in 08. And I didn't know what to do. I literally didn't know what to do. I was nervous, I had 2 kids, and I needed to pay mortgage, and I had expenses. I decided to go all in. I decided to, go all in with advertising, marketing, and I decided to spend as much time as I could with work, but I also had an even, I spent as much time with my kids. I made sure that I was there for dinner every single night. I went to work afterwards, but I was there for every game, or almost every game. I wanted to be involved in their lives, in my wife's life, and that's, there's enough hours in the day. Get up earlier in the day. Make time for your family, because, you only live one time. But also, bust your ass, and, do a little bit of both, and you'll be fine. I think strong body, strong mind. Every day, I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym. I make it a point to get up early in order to be with the family at some point during the day and, able to get my work day started. I feel when I go to the gym and I get out of the way, it gives me energy for the day. It gives me the ability to think clearer. And I think that's a very intricate part of being successful. Educating yourself is key. In this industry, any industry, you have to be up with the times. An example is, if you guys have been watching what's going on with the real estate, the case that was just closed, that they're trying to eliminate buyer agency from our industry. So they're trying to say that the realtors make too much money, that they're trying to get rid of buyer agency to just have listing agents list the property, the buyer contacts the listing agent directly, and there's no more middleman. So instead of paying a 5 or 6% commission, they're only paying a 2.5%, 3% commission. Saves the consumer a ton of money, right? So now, if this thing happens, which it looks like it's happening, I got to change my whole entire game plan. I'm more of a listing heavy agent, so it will not affect me as much as a buyer agent that works strictly with buyers. That's going to be tough for that person. Now they have to totally switch and shift their whole entire market to marketing sellers, not buyers. So it's going to be a work in progress, but that's how you have to. You have to educate yourself and enroll with the times. My father taught me one thing when he got me into the industry, that inventory is the way to sales. And that goes for Roman's business, that goes to your business, my business. When you have the inventory, the buyers come to you. They will eventually come to you. Whether they're represented by another buyer, agent, but eventually you have the inventory, you hold the cards. They're coming to you. Early 2001, when I got into the real estate industry, I got into it when the market was on the uptick. And I started making money. And I'll never forget, my dad's like, take it easy. This is not going to be forever, And I was like, you don't know. And then 05, 06 hit, and I was making money. And then all of a sudden 08 hit, and all of a sudden there was a stoppage. And luckily it was not too much exposure, but I was nervous. And I was maybe spending more frivolously than I should have been. And now, with what's going on right now, and I'm not saying it's a 08 again, but it's definitely a shift. I took a step back. I had a very good 2-3 years, our company did, our team did, but I never kind of took my foot off, finger off the pulse. I didn't get too cocky, too comfortable, oh, this is going to be forever, because I learned back in 05, 06 that this is not forever, and there'll be opportunity, and you got to take a step back and wait for things to correct, and then go all in again. I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I'm going to tell you what worked for me. And consistency, taking care of your health, your family, having a strong mind, strong body. I think those are the traits. Those are the items that you should be working on. Without those, I don't care what you do, you will not be successful. But work on yourself, your family, be a good person, and bust your ass. Don't ever quit.
Thank you so much, Joe, Roman, and Lawrence. If you can all please give them a round of applause.